There's 2 police cars in Cherries. I pull up. I know to approach him from a distance. I walk up. The police kind of charge up to me. What do you want? And they said, oh, it's Alex Jones. And they said, hey, Alex, like your show, blah, blah, blah.
Last video, guys. Yeah.
But I mean, to make a long story short, I said, you wouldn't be arresting him right now if he was an illegal alien. They said, no, the judges just let him go. We're told not to. So, again, an American citizen gets no leeway.
Right.
Instead of just saying, you better pull that off. If I see this again, I'll give you a ticket. So that instead of giving him a ticket for not having the insurance, they stole his Winnebago.
Stole his Winnebago and just left him out on the side of the road with nothing. Yep.
My God.
It could happen to any one of us, you know. You can't pay your bill
criminals.
for 1 month and then your car's gone.
And to them, it's, we're just doing our job. We're just doing our job.
Right. That's exactly what they said. The one police officer was telling him, you know, oh, I didn't want to do this, but we're just not going to be able to let you go.
And I guarantee you, if you stayed in that town for a week, you could set off highways, and when they do pull an illegal alien over, you can watch them let them go with no insurance, no license. You can follow that person to a McDonald's or wherever they're going, and you could walk up and ask them what they pull you over for, and they tell you no insurance. That's just the hell of it. The hell of it. And I'm not for grabbing the illegal aliens and putting them in camps if they don't have something. You know, they're on the edge of survival. The point is, don't do it to citizens. You know, I'm sorry to have you on here and I'm ranting at you. It's just that I wish you weren't confirming everything I already knew you were going to find. What about the snatching of children?
We've talked to a couple different people. Either their children got snatched before they went out here. You know, maybe they were in an apartment. There's a lot of people where it's like they're turning families against each other, where the social services come in, they speak to the grandparents, and they get them to turn state's evidence or you know, say something against their kids, and then their kids end up losing their kids.
Well, it's worse than that. A lot of times the grandparents don't even get them. You know, they think the CPS is their friend.
Right. No, that's what happens. That's what happens. They think they're going to get the kids, but then they just end up going to a third party or into an institution.
Well, that's because they get 10 times, 20 times the money for every child they have than actually with the family. Yeah, this government's totally criminal. Yeah, here it is. It says Ontario, California, tent city residents required to wear wristbands, and this is Los Angeles, and it says dozens of... See, maybe if you had time, you could go to that. Dozens of Ontario police and code enforcement officers descended upon a homeless encampment known as Tent City early Monday, separating those who could stay from those to be evicted. Large, often confused crowds formed ragged lines behind police barricades where officers handed out color-coded wristbands. Blue meant they were from Ontario and could remain. Orange indicated they had to provide more proof to avoid ejection. And white meant they had a week to leave. And then you go down here and it says they took the lady's child. Yeah, sounds nice, huh?
Yeah, just great. That's America right now for you.
It says Patty Barnes, 47, who had her motorhome towed away last week, shook with anger. So the same story. They are tagging us because we are homeless, she said, staring at her orange wristband. It feels like a concentration camp. And then there's another one here. I've actually got to click on the story. We just posted a few paragraphs of it. I actually have to go to the LA Times. And in here it talks about how they snatched this lady's 6-year-old, and now they want her dog. She said, they already took my child, not my dog, and she breaks down crying. Yeah,
this is... the dogs and the children, it's the last thing that these people have. I mean, they've been stripped of everything. You hear these stories, you know. It's just slowly they went downhill, and then the government comes in and takes the last bit of humanity that they have. And then they have no self-esteem. You know, these people, you can see it in their eyes. They're trying to figure out how to get a job. They're trying to figure out how to get out of here. And, you know, when your self-esteem is that low and you've just been beaten down, it starts to feel like the country is against you.
Well, listen to this. The no pet order caused widespread anger and tears Monday as some homeless people said they could not imagine life without their dogs. Many have 3 or 4 and vowed to leave Tent City before giving up the dogs. I will go to jail before they take my dog, said an emotional Diane Richie, 47, that's part of me as much as anything. The dogs are as homeless as we are. Cindy Duke, 40, hugged the woman who was sobbing. I had to give up my 6-year-old son because I was homeless, and I'll be damned if I give up my dog, too. It says, we thought if we came here, we could save enough money, but now they have pulled the rug out from under us, said Tritton, who was from another town, and who has fibromyalgia, a painful disorder. So understand, folks, they're saying it's concentration camps. See, and they're just, they can't wait to attack dog the U.S. citizens and steal their cars, steal their Winnebagos, shut them down. And again, most of them, these have been going on for years. They save money for a few months, and then they move on. Anything else, Rob, you can tell us?
You know, it's just crazy down here. It's one of those things where we're trying to get the footage that we can, but seeing this just with your naked eye, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on, and hearing the stories and the testimonials of just, regular people trying to make it, and it just seems like every which way they go, it's a dead end.
Well, I'm going to put a call out. I don't have the personnel. Aaron's having to produce right now while you guys are gone. I don't have the money to go to all of these. I'm asking listeners in California to go to this Ontario, California one, interview these people where they took their kids, took their Winnebago there too, mail it to us. We'll put it in the new Obama film. I don't have the money and the time to cover all of this. Go to your tent cities all over the country where they're grabbing their children, grabbing their cars, grabbing their Winnebagos. This crime has to be told. Right. And we just don't even have the personnel or the funds here, and people even bet you about the few sponsors we've got to be able to pay for what we're doing. It's just tearing my guts out, and now they're just going to grab all their cars and children. This is so hellish. And so I'm asking listeners, go get it. Email us. Let us know the footage is coming. We can do all this together, but I don't want to just show one guy who had his Winnebago taken. I want to show this other lady. And the other lady where they're taking their kids. Have people that have had their children taken been willing to talk about it?
We've gotten some stuff on tape of, the discussions of people who have lost their kids. But, yeah, they're talking about it.
My God. Do you understand, Jason, do you understand that the illegal aliens aren't treated like this?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of sentiment about illegal aliens here and just how, it's completely different treatment. There's no jobs because there's such an influx of illegals, and then on top of that, they get preferential treatment because, supposedly there's nothing that we can do to them because they, belong somewhere else.
Those police that have done this have committed vicious crimes. Yeah. And I don't even hate the police for this. I feel sorry for them, the great evil they've done, what they've turned themselves into. They should hit their knees and repent to God for what they've done. There is nothing more evil than feeding on down-and-out people and hijacking their stuff. When you don't do it to everybody, it's even worse. It's a sin. Well, you're about to say something else.
Oh, just that we've heard reports of camps in Oregon and Washington that are just completely different, where they've actually sort of helped these people out. They find an area like this where they can camp out, and they've created a community there, but they're not threatening to throw them out. Well,
this is happening. We saw it a few months ago. The feds in the stimulus package are giving cities millions of dollars for this, but they're saying you have to put them in camps.
Right.
See, they want to prime the pump and have the news images of people in the camps first this way.
I just can't believe they're doing this stuff.
Well, I know it's tough.
It's heartbreaking out here.
I know we got Steve Watson.